know the rules. These are the rules loud as I reveal them to you. Rule number 1.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. Most important rule. The show is up in the air, not in your pants. Maybe it is in your pants. Rule number 2.
Respond when requested.
Respond when requested. Simple rule. For instance, I say, hey, audience. You say, hey, what? Hey, audience.
Hey, what?
Time for rule number 3, that's right. Rule number 3. Idiot. New Velcro.
Respond only when requested.
Respond only when requested.
Respond only when requested. No heckling.
Ladies, this is a hawk, and it does have a red tail. Anyone? Wow, we have many scholars this day. Well, indeed, this is the red-tailed hawk. His name is Mario, and this is a very valuable member of our environment for lots of reasons, primarily because, well, he's a little bit lighter now. Primarily because of the things that they eat. They eat things like rabbits, rats, mice, rattlesnakes, snakes in general is a big part of their diet. And speaking of things that he might eat, would you in fact like to see this bird do some hunting for us here today? Really? Are we sure? Just like you would the rungs of a ladder to get to the top of the tree. That is actually how in fact they hunt for squirrels. We don't see any, do we? We do see one actually. Well, this will be a fun show then, all right. It's a valid question because there's a particular squirrel around here. We've actually given him a name. We call him Hammy. And Hammy's actually been caught 3 times now. He's actually with us because he was actually the victim of a vehicle impact. He had an injury to his right wing. It was actually broken. And unfortunately, they made the attempt to fix him at a wildlife rehabilitation center by putting a pin in his wing, much like you would one of our own injured limbs. However, it did not work well enough for him to be released back into the wild. What does he look like? A hawk, you're right, it is a hawk, it's in the hawk family. The difference is in the language. In Europe and Africa, where these birds are found, hawks are actually named buzzards, whereas here in the States, vultures are sometimes called buzzards. The difference is, there's not actually an animal here in this country that's named a buzzard. She was in the middle area, where it could have been a male or a female, so we just went with the zoo and called it the male. But, after 2 whole years of having Ed in the show, he laid an egg. So we had to rename him. His new name is actually Edwina Scissorsbeak. Now we just call her Ed for short. Lords and ladies, have you enjoyed your birds of prey this day?